if for some reason, because today we unfortunately live in an age where marriages don't last forever, shouldn't parents remember one thing? You create a child from a relationship, and no matter what happens to that relationship, it still came from that, we hope, a very good start in the beginning in life. What guidelines could you do if that family can't survive?
We see an increasing level of divorce and family sort of split as a result of that divorce. Those are very difficult situations for young children to be raised in, very difficult. The most important thing is that the parents, in now the divorce setting, not make the child the pawn of the arguments that had precipitated the divorce. The child needs to be kept in a place that both parents communicate to each other, and the needs of the child come first. Whatever arguments that led to the breakup, I'm sure are still there. They may get a little less in time if the divorce goes on, but that doesn't allow those arguments to get played out in front of the child. There's nothing worse than the child having to choose sides or figure out which house they want to go to, or not feel that one parent is engaged at all with the other, or there are different signals or different communications or different rules. That creates great conflict within the child, a sense of guilt. Remember, kids often feel, even though you may say it's not the case, that they're responsible partly for the breakup of the family. That's often just an unsaid statement that goes on inside the kid's feelings. Your role as a parent is to make sure that that doesn't get promoted. It's there, whether you say it or not. You need to continue to remind the child that they are not at fault, that this is a mommy and daddy issue, that we love you, you are our child, we want you to be healthy and grow well, and we'll do everything we can for you. And you had nothing to do with our falling apart. It just had to do with us and not being together and not feeling the same way about each other. The more you get that message across, the less the child will feel as a ping pong ball or a pawn, and know that the parents are still there for them even if they don't live together.
So rule is you're still the parent of the child. You may not be in the same location, and try to conduct yourself. The business part, that separates, but the emotional part of that bond of the child never separates. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Successful divorces are harder, but just as important as successful marriages. Even if you're on different coasts, we now have technology that allows for communication beyond the telephone. The fact that kids may go shuttle from city to city, which happens way too often, but does happen, that means communication has to be really good. And that sense of putting your own differences aside, all for the sake of the child, has to be the ruling sort of ruling argument and the ruling credo around which parents run their now divorced lives when it comes to their kids. It's a very difficult series of balances to strike, but successful divorces can allow for successful growth of a child. Bad divorces hurt children, no question about it.